Self-Esteem Parenting 22. The Little Engine That Could. When we read to our children that famous little book, The Little Engine That Could, we tell them the following story. There was once a little blue engine who was trying to bring toys from one side of the mountain to the children on the other side of the mountain. And the toys themselves were animated, and they were in the back of the caboose of the engine, of the train. And they said, "Come on, little train, you can do it." Little train tried to go up the mountain, but it ran out of steam, ran out of energy. It couldn't do it. It tried again, but couldn't do it. The toys in the back of the caboose were animated, and they said, "The children need us. The children want to play with us. We got to get over the mountain. You can do it. Just say to yourself, 'I think I can.'" And so the little engine pushed itself up the side of the mountain and said, "I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." And because it thought it could, and it spoke positive self-talk to itself, it accomplished its task. It made it over the mountain, up the high mountain, up the steep incline, and made it to the other side of the mountain, and delivered the toys to the joyous children. Where is this idea? If everything is in the Torah, it must be found in the Torah as well. It can be found in this week's parsha of Shlach Lecha. When the Meraglim, the spies, came back from touring the land of Israel, 10 spies gave a negative report, and 2 spies, Yoshua and Kalev, gave a positive report about the land and saying, "I think I can. We can certainly overcome this challenge and defeat the enemy in Canaan." And this is what the Torah says. Kalev said in Bamidbar chapter 13, we shall surely ascend and conquer it, for we can surely do it. He said, Yachol nuchal la. We can surely do this. So in the Torah, we have the precedent for a person saying to themselves, we can surely do this, even though the odds are insurmountable, even though it is very difficult. Nevertheless, if we're positive about ourselves, a positive attitude, a positive feeling that Hashem will help us through this, then Yachol nuchala, you can surely accomplish this. This is the source of positivity in the Torah in the face of all odds. And when the spies came back from spying at the land, most of them said the following. The 10 spies said the following. The land through which we have passed to spy it out is a land that devours its inhabitants. All the people we saw there were men of measures, tall giants. There we saw the Nephilim. We were like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and so we were in their eyes. Bamidbar chapter 13, verse 32 and verse 33. The 10 spies said, V'nehi be'einenu kachagavim v'chein hayinu be'einehim. We were in our own eyes like grasshoppers, and so we were in their eyes. The Alter of Slobodka, quoted in my book, Bring Out the Best, A Jewish Guide to Building Family Esteem, quotes the Tanchuma in Shlach Lecha chapter 7 and says, the Tanchuma, the Medrash, says the following. When the Jewish people and the 10 spies said, we were like grasshoppers in our own eyes, God said, I overlooked that comment. When they said, and so we were in their eyes, God said, I did not overlook that comment. Who is to say, said God, that I didn't make you like angels in their eyes? Why do you say you were like grasshoppers in their eyes? Maybe I made you angels in their eyes. You were seen to be angels in their eyes. So why do you look at yourself that way? Says the Alter Slobodka in his famous classic way, explaining his whole shita, his whole approach to Gadlus Ha'adam, the greatness of man. Says the Alter, they failed to recognize their own greatness. Shelo hikiru klal begadlus Adam. Shelo hikiru klal begadlus Adam. They did not recognize at all the greatness of man, their own greatness, their own ability to conquer them. If man overlooks the physical and looks beyond the physical challenge he's facing and finds within himself, Hashem is the one who gives me koach. As it says in Devarim in chapter 8, verse 18, Hashem, He is the one who gives you strength to soldier on. The Alter is teaching us that if a person says, Koichiv otzim yadi, asali etzachar, my own strength accomplishes, and my own strength makes me fail, that's a misunderstanding of Gadlus Adam. The greatness of man is that God is with you, that God instilled Himself within you, that you have a chelek elokam imal, a piece of God from above within you. He's breathed into you a piece of himself, a dimension of himself, a God consciousness of himself. That's called the neshama, the soul. That's the tselem elokim. That's the godly image within you. And when you look beyond the physical limitations, the physical challenge that you're facing, and access within yourself, and it's hard to do, access within yourself, your chelek elokam imal, your godly self, your soul state, and go, I have God within me. I can do this. Then you surely can overcome the challenge. The failure of the spies was they did not believe in themselves, which means they did not believe in the God who was within themselves. To believe in yourself means to believe in the God who is within you. They failed to have that relationship with Hashem. Kalev and Yeshua did have that relationship with Hashem. So the sin of the spies was a misunderstanding of how to approach life's challenges. And when a person says, when you and I, when our children say, I can't do this, this is too much for me, the pandemic is overwhelming, I can't do this, I can't stay in lockdown anymore, I can't take this anymore, I can't go on. The definition of happiness, the definition of being able to do something, is reality minus expectations. Reality is there's a pandemic going on right here. If I expect to be free and outside and doing my regular thing, and I want that to happen and I expect that to happen, but my reality is not that way, then my expectations are going to throw me off kilter. My expectations are going to say, well, since I can't fulfill my expectations, then I'm not going to be able to handle this and I can't go on. If we accept reality, and reality is what Hashem is presenting to us. He's presenting to us a terrible, awesomely devastating, worldwide emergency, a worldwide pandemic of the coronavirus. And the pandemic is affecting every country around the world. And it's affecting our lives. And it's changing our lives. We have to wash our hands. We have to wear masks. We have to social distancing. And we say, I can't do this. The answer is, Yachol nuchala. Yes, you can. Yes, you can handle it. Change your expectations. If this is reality, then I expect to have happiness equals reality minus expectations. I'm no longer going to think I have to be outside. I'm going to be inside. I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to make family time, family conversations, family games. I'm going to do Zoom calls with my relatives and my friends. I'm going to continue to learn. I'm going to do my work as much as possible from my Zoom computer. So therefore, we have to readjust ourselves to reality. And you can do reality if you drop expectations. Yachol nuchala, I can surely do this. Face reality, and face reality with the fact that God is with you. God is with you. There's a chelek elokam imal within you. And therefore, that is the challenge that we've been given, is that we have to access and bring out our tselem elokim from within us to the outside. When we're faced with a challenge, and our backs are against the wall, as they are right now, our true identity comes out. What's your true identity? It's your tselem elokim. When you say, I can't do this, I'm lost, I can't do this, what you're saying is, I have the power to do it on my own anyway. That's not true. Whatever challenge you have, it's not because you have the power to do it. You have the power to do it because you have tselem elokim within you. You're in a partnership with God. You say, I can't do this. Of course you can't do this. I can do this only with God. I can do this only by accessing my tselem elokim. So whatever challenge you're facing, whether it's a pandemic, a particular challenge in business, or finances, or with your children, or with your spouse, you can handle it. You can handle reality. This is reality. Face it, deal with it. Access your wheel of strengths. Access the wheel of strengths, your intellectual skills, your social skills, your spiritual skills, your midos abilities, your family background, and your personal growth. You can handle this, knowing that those things have been given to you by Hashem. And therefore the challenge has been given us to bring out, to memegale kvod shamayim, to reveal the honor of God. That's the purpose of the challenge in the first place. Hashem gave us the challenge in order to bring out kvod shamayim, to choose with our own free will. And our free will means our tselem elokim, to activate, to actualize our tselem elokim, and to bring out Kiddush Hashem. It's not you that's doing it. It's you together with God are bringing out Kiddush Hashem by activating the godliness within yourself. That's called Mekadesh Shem Shamayim. It doesn't mean that Kiddush Shem Shamayim has to be Befarhesia in public. There are moments where Kiddush Shamayim has to be done Befarhesia in public. But there is a private Kiddush Hashem that we can do every single day by handling our personal challenges and teaching our children that you can handle this reality because Hashem is with you. When we give our children unconditional love, there are two types of love we can give our children. Unconditional love and conditional love. Unconditional love is you hold your child and you say, I love you. Do you know why I love you? Because you're you. You hold the child and you give them that feeling of validation. I love you because you're you. Or you can say, I love you because you're mine. That gives them a sense of being only because they are, just to be, not because they do anything. That's unconditional love, and there are moments where we have to do that. Friday night we can do that with our children, hold them and hug them with a bracha on Friday night. From time to time, just give them a hug and say, I love you, just because you're you. That's unconditional love. The second dimension of self-esteem is conditional love. You played well, you worked hard, you tried hard, you put in good effort, you colored that beautifully, you put in good effort, you tried your best. That's conditional love. If you do something well, you're competent, you're able, you have talents and abilities. So I praise the abilities of my child, and that's on the condition you do these things and you activate, you put in your effort, you do them, then I validate that. So there's conditional love and there's unconditional love. Both are necessary in positive self-esteem parenting. So when we have children who are making decisions, let them decide what to wear the next morning if it's not a school uniform. Say, you can choose this one or that one. I trust you can make a good decision. Or you want to play with this friend or that friend. Up to you. Or you want to try this game or that game. You decide. Show children as far as even as 5, 6, 7 years old, you trust their decisions. Give them a limited decision, both choices of which you can live with. But allow and foster the idea the child can make their own decisions. And that will foster the idea of inner confidence that they can meet life's challenges. And that's the definition of self-esteem. Self-esteem is that a child can feel inwardly that they have the ability and the confidence and the godliness within them to make good choices. They can handle life's challenges. And that's the essence of building positive self-esteem and positive energy in a family. I can do this. Yachol nuchala. You can surely do this. That's the energy we want to permeate in our homes, to involve our children, to imbibe our children, imbue our children in our home with the idea of positivity, of unconditional love, conditional love, and saying, you can do this. Hashem is with you, I'm with you, let's make it happen.